Hi, and welcome back to Thone's Nibbles, number 185. 1 Thessalonians chapter 3. Paul was encouraged by Timothy. And that's a bit of a change of pace because most of the time Timothy was being encouraged by Paul. So this is a bit of a role reversal thing here, but that's the way it should be if our disciples have a good relationship with us, that eventually they will see the need to love us just as we see the need to love them. 1 Thessalonians chapter 3, verses 6 through 10. But now that Timothy has come to us from you and brought us good news of your faith and love, and that you always have good remembrance of us, greatly desiring to see us, as we are also to see you. Therefore, brethren, in all our affliction and distress, we were comforted concerning you by your faith. And now we live, if you stand fast in the Lord. For what thanks can we render our God for you? For all the joy with which we rejoice for your sake before our God, night and day, praying exceedingly, that we may see your face and perfect what is lacking in your faith. Okay. This is good remembrance of us, really. I mean, of not of specifically us, but those people who have been involved in the ministries of Paul and of Timothy. And they hoped that the people that they had been dealing with in the ministry were going to have a good remembrance, a good memory of them in the ministry. Why is this in the Bible? Paul recognizes how his ministry is strengthened by the news about the Thessalonians brought by Timothy. And that's something we need to consider in every case. When we have good news about someone or something which is associated in some way with our ministry or with the ministry of a affiliated church or whatever, that we should be strengthened by that good news. It's written to all believers. Communication is, be encouraged like proud parents when ministry work is successful. And that, I think it's kind of a funny way to put it, but it really is. I mean, you know, if you have been discipling someone, it's almost like they're one of your kids in a spiritual sense. Of course, they are not necessarily biologically have anything to do with you, but just having that proud parental feeling when we hear that so-and-so is walking with the Lord as they should be. That should bring great joy to us, and that is, it's hard to have a better success really individually in the ministry than seeing someone who you have mentored in some way or other having victory in Jesus. The application to my life. The joy of ministry is more than just a successful salvation. It is also seeing the new Christian grow in their love for each other, their increasing knowledge leading them towards discipleship, and their growing relationship with the Lord. So there's a multi-step process, and every one of those steps is a reason to celebrate. Obviously, salvation is a massive reason to celebrate. But we also see that when that has happened, then the church group or whatever group, but normally a church group, they begin to love one another stronger because they got a new member and they're just pulling together. It's like the bigger the group, to a point, as they draw closer together, the greater the joy. Their increasing knowledge leading them toward discipleship. That is, they are studying their Bible, they are studying whatever procedure is best for them to learn more about the Lord. And then when they, as they learn those things, then they're moving towards discipleship. They're moving towards being teachers themselves. And that, of course, is the way the church grows, really. And the way it accommodates new members, because, if we're still the 120 people who were the original members of the church in Jerusalem, had they even been immortal, then they would still have trouble teaching all of the people who need to be taught today. The number of people is just enormous, and the way that more people get taught is by more people teaching, as well as by technologies like this, where more people can hear the word, hear the explanation, and learn and become better disciples as well. The activities of Sunday school, the activities of Bible study as a group, all those things lead to their growth towards discipleship. And the growing relationship with the Lord. That is, they not only are learning factual information and processing it on an emotional level and thus seeing on a spiritual level the importance of all this, but also as they see that importance, then they grow in the relationship with the Lord. They understand what He did for them. And that's such a wonderful thing. God suggested to me, disciples beget disciples, to use a kind of a warped King James English. It takes a teacher to teach a new teacher, and so that is the process here. My personal response: Lord, let us see a new resurgence in preaching, teaching, and discipleship for the glory of your kingdom. That's one of the great issues of the day today in many, many churches, is that there are churches that are growing like wildfire. I mean, there are huge churches that are just getting bigger every day, kind of things. But are they truly preaching, teaching, and discipling their people? Or is their great success in numbers? Now, admittedly, that may well take care of the salvation part, which is important, but it doesn't, if the church just keeps growing willy-nilly without anyone else maturing in their Christianity within it, then we need to rethink what we're doing. And we want to see a resurgence, we always want to see a resurgence in salvations, but we also need to see a resurgence in preaching, in teaching, and discipleship, because that's how we bring glory to God's kingdom. Okay, I guess that's it for today, and we'll see you next time.